We are given to believe that the Kashmir issue is being escalated with help from across the border, mainly from Pakistan. Also that Mehbooba Mufti is trying to settle old scores and show Omar Abdul in a bad light. Is there any truth in this?
I think politicians, one of the problems everywhere is the competitive politics. That's what made matters worse during the Amarnath land row. Right across the spectrum from mainstream to the separatists 2 years ago during that crisis, everybody was being very irresponsible and they fueled an almost unmanageable crisis. I think this time too there is some bit of that, but by and large I would say there is you cannot deny that there is a wave of public anger which different people have tried to exploit, but they have not instigated it. Yeah. There is a difference between the two.
Sushobha, you heard you mentioning the term AJNK, Azad Jammu Kashmir, when you were speaking of this. Now, as you probably know, that's a red flag to people in India, and just as much as POK is.
Well, the governments use POK. We are not governments. We work on track 2. When I invite people of that area to come for our conferences, I cannot use the phrase Pakistan occupied Kashmir.
So could there be a move to officially call it just maybe Pakistan administered Kashmir and Indian?
Well, in many writings they also say PAK and IAK. They do use that. We have in this as an organization agreed to use JNK and AJK. And I can tell you all our reports refer to it which go to both the governments, and the governments have not raised any objection to it.
Do you see any marked change in the leadership of the crowds which are throwing, which are attacking the police or going forward? Because many women are seen throwing stones. And is that common, or is just the media dragging?
I think in some areas it did happen. The women came out because they wanted to protect their children and the young people. But you must understand, in some areas they have been under curfew for 5-6 weeks. They're bottled up. They just want to come out. It's the anger and the frustration that they come out, like that. But it's not everywhere that the women have come out. But it is a signal for the government to understand that the levels of frustration and anger even amongst the women has reached a saturation point, and they have to act. You cannot keep any areas under continuous curfew like this for so long. But the young men, I can tell you this, they are just not afraid to die. They say, you killed us earlier, if in any case if we have to die, might as well die. They are not afraid. They are just.
So which are the leaders they are listening to? Like that crowd when it comes out on the road?
There is no. These are leaders. No. At the moment, as I said, that Ali Shah Gilani was under detention, and one of his one young man called Masrat Alam, who was part of his coalition, Hurriyat conference, he and another extremist leader, Asiya Andrabi, they were the ones who were guiding it. But it was beyond them. The last phase which you saw when they started burning police stations and courthouses and railway station, it was beyond the two of them. It had gone far beyond it. So local level, who was guiding them, it is very difficult really to know.
You said something very interesting, that typically a riot is relatively easier to deal with Because once it's over, the process of healing or coming back together can start. We saw the riots in Mumbai, and we saw riots in various other parts of the country. And once the riot is over, because the people who are there on the ground, they have homes, they have businesses, they have families, they would like to see normalcy come back. And therefore the healing process starts and it's practically back to normal. Now in Jammu and Kashmir, we are given to understand that because they have not, one of the reasons why there's so much trouble there is because they have not been able to share in the development process. There aren't enough jobs, youth are unemployed, they are pretty much backward, there's no investment in the area. It is essential for the settlement.
I think that is certainly needed, but it cannot be exclusive to for the normalcy in Jammu Kashmir. If that was the case, in the last 3-4 years, there has been so much money given by New Delhi for the development, of infrastructure and whole other issues. They were not able to, they did not release the money for a long time this year because they had not utilized the funds. So unless you have good governance and are able to make use of the funds, productively, how will you, it's a chicken and egg situation also. Unless there is infrastructure and there is some bit of normalcy, nobody will want to invest money. Mr. Murthy, Narayan Murthy said, you first bring about normalcy, then I will think of coming here, Sure. So that is also the case. Now, people are also saying our issues has never been during last 60 years that of development alone. Our issue is the political issue. Settle it one way or the other, whatever it is, settle it once and for all, so that we know and can go forward. You see, they ask questions. These young people, they are educated today, and they ask you questions, and we cannot but not answer them. So it's very important in the conflict resolution process that we work on different aspects of the resolution, So economic development is one part of it, but that is not going to settle the unrest in Kashmir, I can assure you that. If that was the case, it should have happened much earlier. We cannot get away from the fact that we have to settle Kashmir, and for that we have to start the dialogue, serious dialogue with Pakistan, and the Prime Minister needs our help and support in doing so. Those who are saying not till they have punished the culprits of Mumbai, I think they are doing a great harm. Personally, that's what I think, because the costs are quite enormous.
The role of police, the army, border security force, let's say peacekeeping forces, needs to be readjusted. That maybe the time has come for them to be more constructive and interact with the people rather than suppress militants. If such forces under United Nations banners can go to various places and help local societies, we help them, can this not be done? Because I remember Julia telling me that the Mohalla Committee's initiation, a lot of groundwork was done, not by just individual citizens, but by the police. A lot of officers in the police did go to Mohallas, did organize.
At a later stage. We did the spade work and then they were able to come in. But I have to perhaps intervene here. I think please don't compare the Bombay situation post riots to the situation in Kashmir. We will go wrong. While I have been very critical, like many others, in the way the police and CRPF have handled the individual incident which has triggered, chain reaction and more violence, I think it would be also very unfair to put all the blame only on police mishandling. Police today in in Kashmir Valley are having to deal with this huge social and political unrest, which should have really been tackled politically by politicians who have not done so. And they are having to face on the street the frustrations caused by non-performance of the political actors. So in a way it would be unfair to only blame the security apparatus for what has happened.